What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk to you about Rezolve AI. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what's really moving it, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Rezolve's down 4%, 263 the low, 272 the high, and 1.8 million shares being traded. Of that 1.8, most is linked to shorts as well as algorithmic trading. So you're not really seeing many institutions buying the Rezolve dip. So even today on the secondary market so far, we see only one transaction, and it is regrettably a sell for 153,000. So I feel like Rezolve's kind of stuck in limbo. They have been saying a lot of big things that are going to be coming for, I guess, 2025 as well as 2026, but very little kind of verification of that. So investors, like anyone getting in Rezolve, you have to trust Dan. Like, that's kind of the stage that we're at. And even though technically they are putting out some okay-ish news, such as this, saying that they're participating in some events, which, mind you, yesterday they did participate in the Maxim, I guess, fireside chat, but I've seen absolutely nothing coming out on social media. So I don't really see the point in actually kind of announcing it when it wasn't webcast. There's no clips of it, no highlights, no transcript. So it kind of seems meaningless if you ask me. And I feel like the whole Rezolve scenario, it's like the Goldilocks and kind of three bears. I think I'm saying that wrong, but you guys get my kind of thought. Is because they go through waves. They go through excessive amount of news, then they go silent. Like, they need a middle ground. They need like the porridge to be like not extremely hot and that whole kind of scenario. So Rezolve is, like I said, they've said a lot of big kind of updates lately, but now investors are like, okay, cool, show us. And so far from what I've seen, nothing really, in my opinion, is kind of getting them to that achievable 500 ARR for 2026. And I've seen a lot of people kind of hyping up the whole crown peak, and I still I'm not bullish on that. I still think it's very much like it's exactly what Rezolve does. There's no real benefit that Rezolve can get from that. Maybe again, they spoke on it at the Maxim fireside chat, but still, like, it's kind of stuck in limbo, right? Aside from that though, shorts. So I've been covering Rezolve on and off for a while now, and I've been stating that, hey, you know what, Rezolve is doing fairly well, but keep in mind, like, shorts have largely left it alone. Well, turns out things are changing, unfortunately. So shorts are increasing right now, 924,000 shares. As I mentioned, most of the volume today is linked to algorithmic trading and shorts. So right now, in the first hour, shorts are already making up for about 50-60% of the volume. So this is how stocks get influenced. And so shorts are starting to kind of circle like sharks. So in my opinion, if Rezolve wants to kind of save their price, their stock price, they do need to put out some good operational updates, not just acquisitions, not dilution, not hypotheticals on what is going to be coming in the foreseeable future, something concrete right now. That's just, again, my opinion, but 11.54% of the free floats being shorted works out to be 13.7 million shares overall being shorted. So shorts are starting to get in, and that's not necessarily a good scenario that anyone wants. Looking at the options, we have 59,000 in calls, 59,000 in puts. 79% of all the options being done, though, are bearish in nature. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be roughly around 3, and so not crazy upside, and that's for next week. Looks like nobody's really doing anything for this week. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub kind of 250. So you have that back and forth. These are some of the transactions, like I said, on the secondary market so far. Right now with that 264, it is trading between this S1 and this S2. So 231 and 271 is going to be the next round of support and resistance. So ideally, best case scenario, Rezolve is able to fight back, close above 271 today, and that way you can kind of see some good, hopefully, recovery. But as of right now, it looks like it is breaking down a little bit more on the technicals. One thing to take note of, though, is because of them participating in that fireside chat, the Maxim, we can kind of anticipate a new analyst rating to come out, because all of Rezolve's ratings pretty much are from firms that they participate in fireside chats with. So Maxim last gave a rating on December the 2nd, which was a $15 buy. Potentially you could see another one, but in my opinion, I do feel that market doesn't really care as much as they should. So for instance, if like a big name such as Bank of America, JPM, and so forth, if they give a rating, market tends to pay attention. Whereas you had Northland, H.C. Wainwright, and Maxim all giving a rating, bullish rating, on December the 2nd, and Rezolve still went down quite considerably. So the market doesn't care about these firms. So I think just generally, Rezolve needs to get on maybe a more prestigious type of conference from, like I said, Bank of America or someone else, similar to what SoundHound's doing. I always like to compare SoundHound and Rezolve because there's a lot of good similarities, a lot of good potential growth in both companies, but I think Rezolve, they are a lot better at marketing themselves, but they tend to come off as kind of pumpish, and this is probably what did prompt that whole lawsuit, in my opinion. So let me know your thoughts on Rezolve. Are you buying the dip? Are you selling? Are you kind of concerned about Rezolve's future? What's your kind of general thoughts on all of that? One final thing though, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.